Family, thank you. Thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for being here throughout this process. Now we're at 30,000 subscribers. This is in part due to you. Thank you for your requests for 21 Pilot. Look, if you are here for this kind of content, why not just leave a comment right now? Why not just go down there and preemptively say, look, this is the kind of content I'm here for. Go down the 21 Pilots rabbit hole. If there's enough of those corresponding with me in that way, yeah, we're going to do it. With no further ado, guys, let's check out 21 Pilots. Stressed Out. See what they're talking about. The beat is cooking early.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice and sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think.
I'm going to rewind that because it was slick. He said, I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang, and that didn't rhyme with the previous thing. You know, it's interesting things. Sometimes you got to hear it twice in the beginning.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard.
Right.
I wish I had a better voice and sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think.
Wow.
My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think.
Guys, there is this practice of renewing interest, right? We as adults, I think one of the reasons we're so fascinated with kids, I'm fascinated with my 4-year-old daughter because she takes things which I have forgotten are extraordinarily cool and just reminds me of how fascinating they are. Like, my daughter loves the car wash. You remember when you loved the car wash? Like, me and my daughter scream in the car wash. She'll be in her car seat and we'll be going like, ah, ah, ah. When, the little things are coming down over it's like we freak out and have a blast in the car wash. And without her, it's like things become mundane. Even driving. You remember when driving, like when you got your learner's permit, you were like, I have so much more access and so much more freedom now. It's something that we take for granted now that we're older. So I sympathize with the message for sure. Rewind it just a little bit.
Blurry face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think.
Those handshakes were fire too. Shout out to my man Risen the Reaper, Glenn Roby. Me and him have the longest handshake possible.
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Yeah, super, super interesting. Curious way, because he's saying, I wish I was different. I wish I could find the rhymes and the better words, but that hook, and when the mama sang a too deep, but now we're down, like, that's complicated. I definitely love the sound, the way that it's going from kind of like a hip hop type of sound in the verse to the beautiful dynamic of the hook and the way that these guys sound together. But guys, on another note, what does it mean to be stressed, right? Stressed is when the challenge far exceeds your competency level. And there's a heightened sense of stress in this rapidly evolving world, specifically with AI and how everything's changing all of a sudden, right? And I think that this happens as you get older. You forget how to use the new technology. You have to kind of rely on people who are younger than you to kind of figure out what the heck is going on. You don't know which news sources to trust. And that's what stress is. It's when the challenge far exceeds the competency. But what's crazy is we shift really wildly from stress to boredom right? Boredom is what happens when your competency far exceeds the challenge. It's like either things are like way, way, way too easy, or they're just way, way, way too hard and beyond your reach. The flow state we want to be in, and the reason they want to kind of go back to a time when they were kids, you're just under a cascade of insights, right? This whole channel is dedicated to that cascade, to getting back there, right? To that time where you were just fascinated with everything. I'm sympathetic to the chorus and I rock with it. I want to hear it again.
Turn back us to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days.
Talk,
when
buddy.
the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Capri Suns were it. Did you guys remember not only Capri Suns, but Squeeze-Its? Y'all remember Squeeze-Its? Bro, I used to be outside with a Squeeze-It 24/7. I used to throw my Squeeze-Its in the freezer for a little bit so they'd be super, super cold. You ever got a brain freeze from a Squeeze-It, buddy? Leave it in the comments if you ever got a brain freeze from a Squeeze-It.
We're stressed out.
What else was lit? Y'all remember Splurge? You guys remember that rumor that started that Splurge would like, it would take down your sperm count? Like there was a rumor in high school that like Splurge because of Yellow 5. You remember the Yellow 5 thing? Bro, like this video brings me back to a time where things were a lot simpler, you know? I don't know. I love it.
We're stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from?
And I never had a tricycle, guys, ever. We walked.
A candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother.
Hang on, I was talking. I missed that verse. I mean, he's killing. He's cooking.
Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young.
Right.
How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what.
Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. And I love that bar, right? Not only do you take the ladder, meaning the ladder of the two options, which is the treehouse home, but we would take the ladder up to the treehouse. They got bars. They're talking here. I really enjoyed this song in a new way now.
Would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think.
Guys, blurry face might represent the tyranny of the cultural self. We talk on this channel, you have a rational self, a cultural self, and a biological self. And your cultural self is more interested in pride over shame. We don't want to be ashamed of ourselves. And so we have to put ourselves in all these categories. I'm a Democrat, I'm a conservative, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a salesperson, I'm a whatever. And because of that, our individuality kind of blurs. We become, we sacrifice our personal selves to whatever the hive is doing. And that's nothing we didn't used to do that when we were kids. We were known for our individualism. Some of us wanted to be dragons. I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle. I still do, low key, especially watching this.
Wish we could turn back time
Fire.
to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang.
Guys, do you remember what your room used to be like? Do you remember like the posters you had? I remember I had a life-size Karl Malone poster. Life-size Karl Malone that said the mailman on it. Fire. I remember I used to have a Chicago Bulls shirt that said if you mess with the best, you lose like the rest. There's certain things that you just kind of remember, right? Do you remember what your room was like? Leave in the comments below something that you had in your room that you remember. right? And the feeling associated with those things. This song is dope.
To the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend.
Guys, I was such a nerd in school. This is reminding me of so much. I was such a nerd. I would never use my locker. I would have all of my books. All of my books were in this giant backpack that I had on my back. 24/7, I would carry all my books to all my classes. Where most people would go to their locker in between classes and like put away their books so they're not like logging around this giant backpack from like building to building. No, I would just, I would hang out with my friends in between and I would just carry all my books and all my work. It's the reason I didn't do well in high school, guys.
We're stressed out.
Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.
What does the red eyes represent? I don't understand why it turned slightly satanic there at the end.